United's starting 11 versus Liverpool. The bold choices Amorim must make at Anfield. Welcome to United News, the place where Manchester United fans come for team news, lineup predictions, and honest analysis before the biggest matches. When United face their fiercest rivals, when every selection decision could make or break the result, when the starting 11 becomes the subject of intense debate among millions of fans worldwide, you need reliable information from people who understand this club. That is exactly what we provide here. Today, just hours before Manchester United take on Liverpool at Anfield, we have the predicted starting lineup based on the latest team news and what Ruben Amorim has been saying in his press conferences. Some of these selection decisions will surprise you, some will worry you, and some might just be exactly what United need to get a result at one of the most difficult grounds in English football. Let me take you through the predicted 11 and explain the thinking behind every selection. The match that defines everything. Before we dive into the predicted lineup, let me remind you why this match matters so much for Manchester United right now. This is the biggest game of the season so far for Ruben Amorim. He needs a statement result. He needs to show that his methods are working. He needs to prove that United can compete with the best teams in the Premier League. Amorim is also chasing something he has never achieved at Manchester United. Back-to-back victories. United beat Sunderland 2-0 last time out. If they can beat Liverpool as well, it would be the first time under Amorim that United have won 2 matches in a row. That might sound like a low bar for a club like Manchester United, but it shows how difficult things have been this season. Getting consistency has been impossible. Now is the chance to change that. And what better place to do it than Anfield? What better opponent than Liverpool? If United can win here, everything changes. Confidence soars. Belief returns. Suddenly the season looks completely different. But if United lose heavily, the pressure on Amorim increases dramatically. Questions will be asked. Doubts will grow. The crisis atmosphere will intensify. So the stakes could not be higher. And the team selection could not be more important. The international break complications. One major factor affecting team selection for this match is the international break that just finished. Manchester United players were scattered all over the globe playing for their countries. Some went to South America. Some stayed in Europe. Some traveled to Africa or Asia. Different time zones. Different levels of travel fatigue. Different amounts of playing time. Ruben Amorim has had to manage all of this carefully. Some players have returned tired from international duty. Some picked up minor knocks. Some need rest to avoid injury. This is why Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro were both absent from team training on Thursday. Amorim confirmed he was being careful with his star midfielders. He does not want to risk them breaking down right before the biggest match of the season. The question is whether this means they will miss the Liverpool match entirely, or whether Amorim was just giving them extra rest to make sure they are fresh and ready for Sunday. Based on what Amorim has said and what we know about his thinking, the prediction is that both Bruno and Casemiro will start. At Anfield, against Liverpool, Amorim needs his most experienced players on the pitch. He cannot afford to leave them out, but their absence from training does create some doubt. And if either or both are not fully fit, it could seriously hurt United's chances. The goalkeeper decision is made. Let me start with the easiest selection decision Ruben Amorim has to make. Who starts in goal? Sesko Lammens will be between the posts. This is no longer a debate or a question. Lammens has taken the number 1 spot and made it his own. His first league start came against Sunderland and he kept a clean sheet. He looked composed, confident, and comfortable. He made the saves he needed to make. He commanded his area. He showed no signs of being overwhelmed by the occasion. After weeks of watching Altay Bayındır make mistakes and look out of his depth, United fans finally have a goalkeeper they can trust. The relief is palpable. But Amorim is being smart about managing expectations. He knows that one good performance does not make someone a Manchester United legend. He cautioned fans in his pre-match press conference, saying that first impressions matter but consistency is harder. Amorim even joked that Lammens is not Peter Schmeichel yet. Schmeichel is one of the greatest goalkeepers in Manchester United's history. Comparing anyone to him is setting an impossibly high standard. The point Amorim is making is clear. Lammens had a good debut, but now he needs to prove he can maintain that level. One clean sheet against Sunderland is nice. Can he do it again against Liverpool at Anfield? That is the real test. This will be the biggest match of Lammens' career so far. Playing at Anfield against Mohamed Salah, Alexander Isak, and Liverpool's other attackers is completely different from facing Sunderland at Old Trafford. The atmosphere will be hostile. The quality of chances he faces will be higher. The pressure will be intense. This is where we find out if Lammens is really ready for this level. But based on what we have seen so far, there is reason for optimism. Lammens has the composure and mentality to handle big occasions. He does not seem to get flustered. These are exactly the qualities you need for a match like this. The back three that got a clean sheet. Moving to the defense, Ruben Amorim is expected to stick with the same back three that started against Sunderland. That means Lenny Yoro, Matthijs de Ligt, and Luke Shaw as the three center-backs. The logic here is simple. If it worked last time, why change it? United kept a clean sheet against Sunderland. The defensive unit functioned well. There is no reason to disrupt that by making unnecessary changes. Harry Maguire will be disappointed not to start. He has been pushing for more playing time and his leadership could be valuable at Anfield. But Amorim clearly trusts the three who played against Sunderland more. Lisandro Martinez is still not ready to return. The Argentine defender is getting closer to full fitness and should be back soon. But this match comes too early for him. This is frustrating because Martinez is exactly the type of aggressive, combative defender you want for a match at Anfield. So Amorim has to work with what he has available. Yoro, de Ligt, and Shaw it is. Each of these three brings something different to the back line. De Ligt is the experienced leader, the one who organizes and communicates. Yoro is the young talent with pace and potential. Shaw provides some attacking threat from the left side of the three. The big question is whether this back three can handle Liverpool's attack. Mohamed Salah, Alexander Isak, and the rest of Liverpool's forwards are significantly better than what Sunderland offered. United's defense will need to be focused, organized, and disciplined for the full 90 minutes. One lapse in concentration against Liverpool and you get punished. One moment of disorganization and Salah will score. This will be a huge test for all three defenders, but especially for Yoro. At his age, playing at Anfield in such an important match is a massive challenge. How he handles it will tell us a lot about his potential. The wing-back changes for defensive stability. Now we get to the wing-back positions, and this is where things get interesting. This is where Ruben Amorim is expected to make changes from the Sunderland match. On the right wing-back, Diogo Dalot will start. But here is the twist. Dalot usually plays on the right, but for this match, he might switch to the left side to provide more defensive stability. Wait, that sounds confusing. Let me explain the thinking. Against Liverpool at Anfield, United need to be defensively solid. They cannot afford to be caught out defensively on the flanks. Liverpool's wingers are too good. They will punish any weakness. By switching Dalot to a different flank or adjusting the defensive setup, Amorim might be trying to ensure United have their most defensively reliable players in the most important positions. On the other flank, Patrick Dorgu is expected to come back into the team. This is a change from the Sunderland match where Amad Diallo played. Why drop Amad? Because Dorgu provides more defensive stability. Amad is a brilliant attacking player, but he is not as strong defensively. At Anfield, Amorim is prioritizing defense over attack in the wing-back positions. This is smart, pragmatic thinking. United are not going to out-attack Liverpool at Anfield. They need to be solid defensively first. Then they can look to hurt Liverpool on the counterattack when opportunities arise. The sacrifice is that United lose some attacking threat by not playing Amad. But the gain is that they are less likely to be exposed defensively on the flanks. This is the type of decision that shows Amorim is being realistic about United's situation. He knows his team is not good enough to go toe-to-toe with Liverpool in an open, attacking match. So he is setting up more defensively to give United the best chance of getting a result. The midfield duo that missed training. Now let me talk about the midfield, which is where the biggest questions exist because of that missed training session. Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro are both expected to start despite missing team training on Thursday. Amorim has made it clear he was just being careful with them, not that they are injured or unavailable. At Anfield, against Liverpool, Amorim needs his most experienced midfielders on the pitch. He needs Bruno's creativity and Casemiro's defensive presence. He cannot afford to leave either of them out. The alternative would be to start Manuel Ugarte, who did not go away on international duty and is therefore fully fresh and rested. Ugarte brings energy and defensive solidity. He would not be a terrible option, but Amorim is reportedly considering sticking with Bruno and Casemiro because of their experience and quality. These are the players who have been in big matches before. These are the ones you trust when everything is on the line. Bruno Fernandes will be crucial to United's chances. If he plays in his deeper role that Amorim favors, United's attack will suffer. But if Amorim gives Bruno more freedom to get forward and create, United could cause Liverpool real problems. This is the decision that could define the match. How Amorim uses Bruno Fernandes might be the difference between getting a result and getting hammered. Casemiro's role is clearer. He sits deep, protects the defense, and tries to control the midfield battle. Against Liverpool's energetic midfield, Casemiro will need to be at his best. The concern with Casemiro is his age and mobility. Liverpool's midfield will run at him all match. They will try to exploit any lack of pace. If Casemiro has a bad game, United could be overrun in the middle of the pitch. But when Casemiro is on form, his experience and positioning are invaluable. He knows how to manage big matches. He understands when to slow things down and when to speed them up. The hope is that both Bruno and Casemiro are fully fit and ready despite missing that training session. If either is carrying a knock or not 100%, it would be better to start Ugarte and have them fresh for later matches. But Amorim seems willing to take the risk. At Anfield, you need your best players on the pitch. The attacking trio selection. Finally, let me discuss the front three, where Ruben Amorim has multiple options and some difficult decisions to make. The predicted attacking lineup is Bryan Mbeumo, Benjamin Sesko, and Matheus Cunha. This means Amad Diallo and Mason Mount will both start on the bench despite having reasonable arguments for starting. Let me explain the thinking behind these selections. Bryan Mbeumo starts because he is one of United's most dangerous attackers. Yes, his numbers this season have been disappointing. Yes, he has not hit the heights he showed at Brentford. But he still represents United's best chance of creating something in attack. Mbeumo has pace, skill, and the ability to beat defenders one-on-one. Against Liverpool's defense, United will need players who can create chances out of nothing. Mbeumo can do that. Benjamin Sesko leads the line as the striker. Sesko brings physicality and decent movement. More importantly, he has already caused problems for Liverpool's centre-backs Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate when he played for RB Leipzig. This is important context. Sesko knows how to play against these defenders. He has troubled them before. He understands their weaknesses. This experience could be valuable. Sesko is also good at holding the ball up and bringing others into play. If United are going to counterattack, they need Sesko to be the target man who can receive long balls and create opportunities for others. Matheus Cunha completes the front three despite being the least certain selection. Cunha has just returned from injury and has been away on international duty. He might not be fully sharp or fit, but Amorim apparently believes United need their strongest attacking options on the pitch from the start. Cunha on form can be a real threat. He has technical quality and can create chances. The players missing out are Amad Diallo and Mason Mount. Both will be frustrated not to start, but both will certainly be needed from the bench. Amad brings pace and directness. Mount brings energy and work rate. These qualities could be crucial in the second half when the match opens up and players tire. Counterattacks might be United's best hope of scoring at Anfield. If that is the case, having Sesko as the focal point with Mbeumo and Cunha running off him makes sense. These three have the pace and skill to hurt Liverpool when space opens up. The full predicted starting 11. So putting it all together, here is the full predicted Manchester United starting 11 for the Liverpool match. Goalkeeper, Sesko Lammens. Defense, Lenny Yoro, Matthijs de Ligt, Luke Shaw. Midfield: Diogo Dalot, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, Patrick Dorgu. Attack: Brian Bumo, Benjamin Sesko, Mateus Cunha. This is a team set up to be defensively solid first and look for chances to counterattack. It is pragmatic rather than adventurous. It is realistic rather than optimistic. Some fans will love these selections. Others will question them. That is normal. Team selection always generates debate. The key questions are: will Bruno play deep or get freedom to attack? Will the defense hold firm against Liverpool's attack? Will the front three be clinical enough to take the limited chances they get? These questions will be answered on Sunday afternoon at Anfield. What could go wrong with these selections? Let me be honest about the potential problems with this predicted lineup. If Bruno Fernandes plays too deep, United's attack will lack creativity. They will struggle to create clear chances. The front three will be isolated and ineffective. If Casemiro cannot handle Liverpool's pressing and pace, United could be overrun in midfield. The defense will be exposed constantly. Liverpool will dominate possession and territory. If either Bruno or Casemiro are not fully fit after missing training, they could be liabilities rather than assets. Starting them when they are not 100% could backfire badly. If the defensive changes do not work, if Dorgu struggles or the back three gets exposed, Liverpool could score multiple goals. United's lack of pace at the back could be a problem against Liverpool's quick attackers. If the front three are not clinical, United could create chances but fail to score. Against Liverpool, you rarely get many opportunities. You have to take the ones you get. All of these are realistic concerns. This lineup is not perfect. But given United's squad limitations and the difficulty of playing at Anfield, it might be the best Amorim can do. What needs to happen for United to win? For Manchester United to get a result at Anfield with this lineup, several things need to go right. The defense needs to be organized and disciplined for 90 minutes. No lapses in concentration. No individual errors. Complete focus throughout. Bruno Fernandes needs to have a great game. He needs to find the balance between defending when necessary and creating when opportunities arise. If Bruno has a poor match, United have almost no chance. Casemiro needs to control the midfield battle. He needs to win his duels, make his tackles, and protect the defense. If Liverpool's midfield dominates, United are in trouble. The front three need to be clinical. Take your chances. Make your moments count. United will not get many opportunities, so the ones they do get must result in goals. Sesko Lammens needs to make big saves. Liverpool will have chances. The young goalkeeper needs to be at his best to keep United in the match. The substitutes need to make an impact. Ahmad and Mount coming off the bench could change the game. Fresh legs in the second half might be crucial. If all of these things happen, United have a chance. If any of them do not happen, Liverpool will probably win. Final thoughts before kickoff. This predicted Manchester United lineup for the Liverpool match shows Ruben Amorim being pragmatic and realistic about his team's situation. He is not trying to out-attack Liverpool. He is not being overly ambitious or optimistic. He is setting up defensively solid and hoping to catch Liverpool on the counter. Some fans will criticize this approach as too negative. They will want United to be braver, to take the game to Liverpool, to play with more attacking ambition. But Amorim is being smart. He knows his team is not as good as Liverpool right now. He knows Anfield is one of the most difficult places to play in world football. He knows United need to be realistic about their chances. By prioritizing defensive stability and looking for counter-attacking opportunities, Amorim gives United their best chance of getting a result. It might not be pretty. It might not be exciting. But it might work. The key is execution. Having a good plan is one thing. Actually implementing it on the pitch is another. United players need to follow Amorim's instructions, stay disciplined, and take their chances when they come. If they can do all of that, Sunday could be a great day for Manchester United. A win at Anfield would be massive for confidence, momentum, and belief. But if things go wrong, if the plan falls apart, if Liverpool dominate, it could be a long afternoon for the Red Devils. Stay updated with United news. Thank you for reading this predicted lineup and tactical analysis for Manchester United versus Liverpool. We hope this has given you clarity about what to expect when the team sheets are announced. Here at United News, we will be providing full coverage of the match as it happens and detailed analysis afterwards. We will break down what worked, what did not, and what it all means for United's season. This is what we do. This is why you come to United News. For reliable information, honest analysis, and passionate discussion about Manchester United. What do you think of this predicted lineup? Would you make any changes? Who are you most worried about? Share your thoughts with us and with other United fans. Glory, glory, Man United. In just hours, we face our biggest test of the season at Anfield. Whatever happens, we will be there supporting our team. Because that is what Manchester United fans do. Always there. Always believing. Always red.